Our Summit track chairs, Logan Carmicheal, Hulda Fahmi, Dr. Ewelina Ochab, and Greg Mitchell.
Hi, everyone. I want to formally invite you all to attend the Defending IRF track today, where the focus is advocacy in all its forms. We will discuss best practices in advocating for societies where religious freedom is most under attack. Throughout all sessions, there will be 30 distinguished speakers bringing specific policy solutions, legal frameworks, and new avenues to bring justice and accountability to those most in need. We will begin today with a very star-studded panels, including celebrities and military chaplains. This afternoon, we will zoom into regional solutions with leading activists working across Southeast Asia, China, and India. Tomorrow, for our final session, the Defending IRF track will look at religious freedom defined and applied in today's pluralistic society. I hope to have you all join us in the conversation on how best to use our voices and platforms to advocate for persecuted communities around the world. You can find us by following the dark blue program titles, and they'll lead you to the Monroe Room, which will be the last one in the in the breakout room hallway. Thank you.
Thank you, Logan. And I'm here representing the Denial IRF track, and you'll probably see a lot of people from different countries. We have representatives from Vietnam, India, Sudan, Pakistan, Nigeria, and we're raising different denials of international religious freedom around the world. We want to raise the voices of the victims and survivors. Raif Badawi, for example, still in Saudi Arabia. He's banned from leaving the country because he questioned the state interpretation of Islam. You have Kiran, who is in prison on blasphemy charges. Pakistan is one of the 12 countries that has the death penalty for blasphemy. And we have Gulmira Emin, a Uyghur Muslim detained in China. And we have also this Vietnamese prisoner, religious prisoner of conscience, Bui Van Tung. And these are just some of the examples of prisoners of conscience around the world. We want to raise their voices in this session and also invite duty bearers to give examples of how we as civil society can engage with those responsible for working to see these people freed and also the laws that keep them there abolished. So today we're going to have a session in the morning, now from 11 to 12, with Dr. Christine, who's the co-chair of the Summit campaign to repeal apostasy and blasphemy laws. And then we're going to have a workshop in the afternoon, so I welcome you to attend. I'm going to hand it over.
Thank you very much. I would like to invite you to the documenting track, the green track, which shines light on projects and initiatives on documenting atrocity crimes and other human rights violations. Documenting is key to ensure justice and accountability in the future. And indeed, without documenting, the chances of justice in the future are zero. And one example here. Later on, you will hear from Penn Badgley, who is an actor, and he stars in the Netflix series called You. And he stars there as Joe Goldberg, who is a serial killer, who kills for love. And at the same time, he also destroys and hides the evidence of the crimes. And this is precisely what we see around the world. Think of China and the CCP, which hides and destroys evidence of the atrocities against Uyghurs, Falun Gong practitioners, and others. Think of North Korea, hiding and destroying evidence of the atrocities against Christians and other religious or belief minorities. So China and North Korea are the Joe Goldbergs of this world. But of course, every case is different. In some cases, the evidence is being collected, but nonetheless, nothing happens because of corruption, whether among the judiciary or law enforcement and so on, or because there is no fair trial or no rule of law in the country, and the list goes on. Yet again, without documenting the crimes, the chances of justice are zero. Join us in the Lincoln West Conference Room. We may not have celebrities as Logan, but we have wonderful rock stars of documenting atrocities. So please join us.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Greg Mitchell, and we're leading the Developing IRF track, which is the orange track. And we're focused on, you'll hear content in our sessions that are focused on building religious freedom from the ground up in countries around the world, including countries that are having a hard time where the level of religious freedom is low. So we're starting off today with a session that's focused primarily on building IRF with education, multi-faith education, which will include cross-cultural religious literacy programs, and then a teacher training program in northern Iraq and the Middle East. And then today, at the end of the first session, you'll hear some proposals and proposed solutions related to building IRF from leaders of the IRF roundtable working groups. The second session will be focused on building IRF with multi-faith relationships. And you'll hear a good presentation about programs of the multi-faith relationship building programs led by Pastor Bob Roberts, Imam Mohammed Majid, who's now USERF Commissioner, and former IRF Ambassador David Saperstein. You'll also hear a presentation about the human dignity and the Punta del Este Declaration. That'll be the second part of today's session. Tomorrow we're going to focus on building IRF with multi-faith roundtables in the public square. So that's based on the IRF roundtable model, but it's these multi-faith religious freedom roundtables, which we have a global network that's building around the world. So we'll focus on that model. It's multi-faith, inclusive, equal citizenship roundtables where people and leaders of all faiths and beliefs are engaging together in the public square with each other across their deepest differences and with their governments. So we look forward to seeing you at all those sessions. So thank you very much.